good morning today. Well, it might be afternoon or good evening. Today is Saturday, August 24th, and we're going to go over our meeting highlights, which today was talking about sleep. Set yourself up for sleep. My glasses will change back. I started to do this outside, but Mother Nature wasn't cooperating because it got quite breezy, and you would have just heard a lot of whooshing sounds, and so I've decided to come into the house to do this. But I like to do it outside as much as I can because the weather's going to start turning here soon enough, and I'll be stuck in the house again for the winter, but we're not going to rush that season. But today I lost 1.5, so I weighed 231.8 for my total loss of 72.4. If you follow me on my daily vlog, you know I have a little competition going on with Angela, the brat, over at SMAC Vision, and we had a race into the 20s, and on Monday she beat me into the 20s. I think she's 228.2, I think. I don't want to give her too much, but I know she's at least 228. So she beat me into the 20s. Now the race is on to see who's going to get to the teens first, and so I'm on a mission. So I am going to do this. And I'm trying to catch up with Sue Slims Down because Sue's challenged me to get to 100 pounds first. So I think Sue's ahead of me by about a pound, I think. Might be a little bit more. But I like a healthy competition. So go over to their channel, Sue Slims Down or SMAC Vision. How could I forget? I'll try to remember to put a link to their channels down below. So you can go over there and just let them know that I sent you over and that you're Team Sandy. Because this is a friendly competition, but I'm determined to beat both of them. So Sue's a little closer to my age, so we're kind of like neck and neck. Angela is younger than me, but I'm not going to let that play to her advantage. I'm going to prove to us people out there that are my age that we can do it. We can still beat these young whippersnappers. Anyway, it's set yourself up for sleep. You hardly need science to tell you the benefits of a good night's sleep, but here they are anyway. Beyond setting you up to have a good day, research has linked sleep to has stronger immune system. I know I'm stumbling over my words. Improved concentration. I did get enough sleep last night. I actually got 8 hours sleep last night and a better mood. And when you don't get enough, you know what happens. You feel draggy and cranky, or as Betty White says, you're hangry. You feel you're getting less than 6 hours 6 hours sleep per night repeatedly has been linked to overeating and a weight gain. I think the reason they say that is because you make poor choices. When you're tired, you're not going to make the right choices. You really aren't. Although different people need different amounts of rest, it's recommended that adults get 7 to 9 hours of sleep per day. No matter what your sleep sweet spot is, it helps you to have a regular bedtime routine. And the activities you do 30 minutes before you go to bed, you need to know what they are so that you can do something that's going to help you to relax and prep your body for a solid rest. They always say early to bed, early to rise makes a man wealthy, healthy, and wise, or healthy, wealthy, and wise. That's Benjamin Franklin. I very rarely get to bed before 2 in the morning. I am a night owl. I, for 30 years, had to be to bed by 9:30, 10 o'clock because I got up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to go to bed, or to go to work. I wish to go to bed, to go to work. And so I had this pattern for so many years. And I just, when I retired, I thought, no, I'm going to stay up. And then I just gradually stayed up a little bit longer, a little bit longer. And I don't usually wake up till about 9. So I do get 7 hours sleep. It just seems like most people are up and out at it for like 3 or 4. My daughter always says, you know, I've been up for half the day. Yeah, but she's one of the ones that has to go to bed at 9:30, 10 o'clock because she's got to get up at 4:30 to get to work and drop Sophia off at, you know, a daycare or whatever. But I relish my time. And I spend it watching YouTube videos or reading. And I know you're not supposed to do electronics, but I do play games on my phone. I do find that helps me sleep. That doesn't wind me up. I don't know why, but it just doesn't wind me up. So here's things that you need to do to build bedtime habits. Number 1 is pick a calming activity you can do every night, such as taking a bath or a shower or reading. Just stay away from anything that involves an electronic device. And and to turn it off. I don't agree with this particular one. If I take a bath or a shower, I'm awake. I'm wide awake. That does not relax me to the point that I want to take a nap. It just doesn't. I'm wide awake. And when I'm on my electronics, I know that it's supposed to like get you going and that, but I'm using my brain to play games and things like that, and so it does tire me out. I don't think I'm going to follow this particular part of advice. The reading, though, I will say, because the reading makes my eyes tired, the reading will help me fall asleep. So what you want to do is turn it into a habit. Select a cue that triggers you to do this activity. This could be an alarm on your phone or the end of a scheduled TV show. Set this cue at a similar time each night so you maintain a consistent sleep schedule. Okay, this is my plan for when I go to sleep at night. And I do this every night, no matter what. I watch my programs on TV because I would DVR them so I don't have to watch commercials. Then I probably read a couple chapters in my book. Then I watch YouTube videos. And then I play some video games. And then just before I go to bed, I play 3 games of solitaire on my phone. And I only do 3. Sometimes I do 4 or 5 because I have like a little competition and I pick a number, 1, 2, or 3 that I'm going to be. And then I want to, because I'm very competitive. And I'll say, like, today I'm going to be number 2. So I'll have number 1 go up and I'll do the best. I'll do the best I can. And then when I'm up number 2, I want to beat number 1's score or time. And then number 3. Sometimes I kind of cheat and think, you know, 3 out of 5, 5 out of 7. But I do that every night. And that's just, and then I go to bed and I do fall right to sleep. My only caveat of that is for getting up for 30 years at 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning. No matter how hard I try, no matter what time I go to bed, my body tells me that I need to get up at 4:30 or 5 to use the restroom. I use it and then I go back to bed. I go even before I go to bed at 2 o'clock I go, but you know, my body just says, you know, hey, we've been doing this for 30 years. Come on, let's go. So I do, but the beauty of it is I can go back to sleep. The highlight of the reward is the benefits you gain during the activity. At first, it may simply be that you feel more relaxed before bed, and eventually it may make falling asleep easier. I am one of the fortunate ones that I don't have any problem sleeping. Not to say that occasionally I have problems sleeping, but for the most part, I really don't have that many problems sleeping. I sleep pretty well. I've been told by Jim that I was a snorer before I lost my weight, but I no longer snore, he said. Sometimes, like if I'm not feeling well, if I have a cold or something, yeah, then I'm going to snore, and he'll point it out. You know, you snored last night. Jim snores every night, so, you know, who's calling the kettle black? You know, like, okay, you snore every night, but that's because of his weight, and I've told him that. He scares me because he has sleep apnea, although he won't believe me, and he won't go for a sleep test, but he does stop breathing, and then he'll gasp for air, and he scares the crap out of me, and no matter how many times I tell him he does it, he just doesn't believe me. And one time I videotaped him in the night, and I showed it to him in the morning, and he says, don't ever do that again. You invaded my privacy. So I don't do that anymore, but I wanted to prove to him that he does do it, but he doesn't believe me. You need to remember that we spend 1/3 of our life sleeping. It just seems like a wasted third of our life, but it's something that our bodies just so requires. We need to rebuild ourselves, and we need to give our brains a rest. They just need to sleep. It just needs to have that time away. And I remember my dreams, so I love falling asleep because I love my dreams. And my deceased family come back to me in my dreams quite often. And I don't know if it's just because I was thinking of them before I went to bed or what, but it's a nice, happy dream. Not to say that I don't have bad dreams. I mean, everybody has bad dreams every once in a while, but for the most part, I even have good dreams. So I look forward to going to sleep. And sleep is a ritual that you need to have good health. Anytime you're sick or anything, the doctors, the first thing they'll say is get plenty of rest. You need to let your body rest. You need those cells time to rebuild. You need things to do to keep your body, you know, it's not only just eating the fresh fruits and vegetables, drinking the water, eating the balanced diet. Sleep, sleep, sleep. I put some little cartoons at the beginning because we had a substitute leader today. Something happened at the last minute and our leader didn't come. So we had a new leader. that just was filling in, and he wasn't prepared, and he apologized that he wasn't prepared. So he just gave us a little history of himself. He lost, originally in 2002, he lost 202 pounds. Then he gained it all back and then more. And this last time he went, he said, which was the last time he went, he lost 265 pounds. So he was just talking about his journey. He still, and he even has way more to go. So he really was a big guy anyhow. But he was interesting, but he didn't talk about the card at all. So I came up with some different things, little cartoons that I thought were cute. The first one was, at night I can't fall asleep, in the morning I can't get up. How many of us have done that? We've got, like I've done this sometimes myself, that I've been so tired, and then once I hit that pillow, I just can't fall asleep. I don't know what it is. I'm just like tossing and turning. I, for the most part, don't have that happen very often, luckily, but when it does happen, it's very aggravating. And then in the morning, you just can't get up because you just think, I don't want to get up. And you look at the clock and it's like 9 o'clock, and you went to bed at 2, but you stayed awake and tossed and turned like till 6. But in your mind, you're still saying, it's 9 o'clock. Get your butt out of bed. Another one is like, you go to bed and you say to yourself, we need to fall asleep. But your brain says, no, let's think about everything we did today. Let's think about every decision we made. Let's think about everything that happened. And no matter how hard you try, you're like, no, I'm not going to think of that. And then all of a sudden you go, oh, you know what? If I would have said this, if somebody got you angry, I should have said this, I should have said that. Or if you made a poor food choice, well, I should have chosen that, I should have chose this. I mean, we can all do that. We all have done it, I'm sure. Number 3 is, I finally get 8 hours of sleep. Took me 4 days to do it, but I got it. Especially if you're going through menopause, I remember those days. I remember them so well. I couldn't, and I was working at the time, so that made it even all the more bothersome for me, because I just couldn't sleep. And that's just part of being a woman, I guess, is the insomnia. And not everybody goes through it. I was lucky I didn't have the hot flashes, but I had the insomnia, let me tell you, really bad. There was many a time I would go to bed at 10 o'clock and toss and turn till 3 or 4, and then that alarm clock would go off at 4:30, and I just so didn't want to get up. And then I dragged the whole day. Another thing we can think of is, sleeping is my drug, my bed is my dealer, and the alarm clock is the police. How many times have we done that? I know when I was working, that alarm clock, it's such an annoying noise. But, and Jim has like gentle music to wake him up in the morning. I don't know. I just always need that bolt. I'm a very light sleeper. I pretty much really do wake up just before the alarm clock goes off. I have a good internal body clock. But sometimes I have that alarm clock for a backup for a reason. And how many of us have done this too? In the morning you're tired, in the afternoon you're just dying for a nap. But then when you get in bed at night, you just can't sleep. It happens to all of us, and can't explain it. It just does. It just can't help it. And a lot of times we just say, why can't I just take a nap? I go to bed at 2, I get up at 9, and I have to say that probably about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I do take a quick, sitting in my chair, 15-minute snooze. I don't lay in a bed. If I lay in a bed, it's like an hour or 2-hour nap. It really is. If I lay on the couch, I can time myself for 20 minutes and just say I'm going to lay down for 20 minutes, and I can just fall asleep for 20 minutes and then wake up. In a chair, I can do 5 minutes. But sometimes just falling asleep in the chair is just all I need. But so anyway, that was the meeting today. It was set yourself up for sleep. I kind of gave you my own little spin on it because I didn't tell you the quote. Sleep is the golden chain that ties your health and your bodies together. And that's so true. Starting next week, they're going to give out these books to the new members joining. It's a Kickstart guide, so they handed them out today. It's just a 7-day meal plan that gives them kind of an idea of how to set up their plan and give them some recipes. I have to be honest with you, there wasn't any recipes in here that really stoked my interest. And if I was to join and they handed me this, I'd think, I don't know, I want to be on this Freestyle program, because this food doesn't look that appetizing. I find that most of the recipes just don't, I mean that, whatever it was called last week, with the spinach and that. I don't even know what it was called. Anyway, I did like that. Spadanko or Spadanky or something. I put some chicken in and it was good. But today the recipe is for a Korean barbecue chicken lettuce cup with cucumber salad. It's 7 points. I think that's a lot for, well, you know, my salads get to be high because of my cheese and my lunch meat that I put in it. But I'll leave it on the end of the video in case you want to try it, that I'm not going to be trying. So anyway, that's my take on getting enough sleep. I got plenty of sleep last night. I don't plan on taking a nap today because I'm pretty wound up today. And let me know what you do to keep yourself from not getting enough sleep. So give this video a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you next week, or I will see you on my daily vlog.